show.
Hey, I'm trying to get into character right now.
Whatever. Pre-recorded from Marist College. This is Studio A.
Welcome to Studio A, MCTV's original variety show, starring Tyler McGuigan, Maggie Roach, Val Cervello, Abby Forrester, and Madeline Lay. Tonight's trending topics panel, Ty Sanders and Ani Stein. Our special guest, Val Cervello, and a musical performance by Abby Forrester. Now, please welcome your host, Batman.
Hello, welcome to another episode of Studio A. I'm your host, Batman. Oh, okay, I'm not doing that voice anymore. I'm Tyler McGuigan, as you may know already. With Halloween just around the corner, I thought what better way to get into the Halloween spirit than to dress up in costume for this episode. Unfortunately, the spooky season has not been what it should be this year. No Halloween parties, no trick-or-treating. It's all because of this coronavirus, which has just reminded me that this was probably the worst year to dress up as a bat. Speaking of bats, production has finally resumed for the new Batman film after it was shut down due to Robert Pattinson supposedly having coronavirus. I don't know if that's totally confirmed. He apparently was having trouble bulking up, but we don't know. Anyway, the film is being shot on location in Liverpool, which means we're getting a ton of set photos and videos, and I gotta say, seeing them makes me even more excited to see this film. Batman, if you couldn't tell, is my all-time favorite superhero, which only makes me even more sad when I remember that the Batman has been delayed again until March of 2022. I just can't take this. Well, let's hope that production does not get shut down again. Speaking of things getting shut down, the Marist campus went into a full lockdown last week because some idiot students went to an off-campus party and tested positive for COVID. This meant that none of the academic buildings were open, and that's why our second episode's release got delayed, because we couldn't get into the editing studio. And this episode will probably come out late too. But wait, there's more. Not only was the campus locked down, but my residence area, Lower Fulton, had to go into quarantine because some people tested positive there. So for 6 days, I couldn't leave my house. I couldn't even do laundry. And any food I wanted had to be delivered. So that costed extra money. I did not have a fun time. And I'm pretty pissed at those students that put us in that mess. We were doing so well until you screwed it up. Well, I hope chugging White Claws while you were dancing to WAP was worth it, because we all had to suffer for your consequences. We all had to suffer the consequences for your stupid actions. And you're lucky I'm not the real Batman, or else I would give you real justice. Whatever. We have another great show tonight for you guys. I will be doing another interview with a special guest, and I have a feeling this one's gonna be juicy. Also, we have another great panel for you guys, another episode of Maggie's Game Show Spectacular, and an exciting new episode of Cribs, where we'll take a look at a freshman dorm in Sheahan Hall, which is known to be haunted. So stay tuned for all that great stuff coming on this new episode of Studio A. I cannot breathe in this thing. It's super hot. I think I'm gonna take it off soon. Okay, all right, bye. Joining us tonight to spill some major tea, we have a special interview with our very own Val Cervello. Welcome, Val.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
Yeah, I feel stupid being the only one wearing a costume. So
No.
I'm gonna.
I mean, if you want to keep it on,
No, it's fine. I'm gonna take it off.
Okay, that's
I'm
fine.
gonna take it off.
Yeah.
I feel like an idiot. I feel
Yeah.
like nobody got the memo today.
I feel more accepted now. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. What? Anyway, let's move in to this interview. I probably have a mark on my face now. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what happened on Instagram between you and Finn Wolfhard?
Well, honestly, I was just minding my business and I commented on his Instagram picture, and I honestly didn't think he was going to see it because he has like so many followers.
Of course.
And suddenly he saw it because his post was like a picture of him, and he was like saying how he this is how he drives. So I commented and I was like, this is why you don't have a driver's license, because he said that he like failed it 3 times. Oof. And then he replied to me with like the emoji with like that. And according to a lot of people, that emoji means that we've been in a committed relationship for a long time. And things escalated. There was videos of me on TikTok saying that I was his girlfriend. Wow. They screenshotted pictures from my Instagram.
Oh my goodness.
And there's literally 8 videos of me. The first video I saw, I was really scared because that's weird. And then after, like, it wasn't bad seeing the attention, and then I got a little creepy again. But yeah, my first internet scandal.
Wow, that is more than I could say ever happened in my lifetime on social media. Well, when you first saw all this gossip on Instagram and TikTok and all that, how did that make you feel? How did you feel? Give us all the details.
Well, at first, I didn't think this would happen, obviously. I'm grateful, but I was creeped out because, you know, my account isn't private on Instagram, but like, you don't think that someone's gonna screenshot your pictures without you knowing them and then post them on a video. Yeah. So like the first one I saw, I like immediately sent to my friends and I was like, guys, like, this is me, like, isn't this weird? And then I kept going on my For You page on TikTok and I kept seeing more. And people were like commenting like, guys, like, don't cry, it might not be real. So I made some 12-year-old girls cry because they thought that I was dating him. Sorry for the tears.
They wanted you to be dating him?
No, they didn't want me to. That's why they were crying. Because they thought I was.
They were crying tears of joy? Or
tears of sadness because they believed that I was his girlfriend.
They were crying because they thought you were his girlfriend. So when you finally told them the truth, I'm sure they were happy.
I mean, yeah, they were, but then like certain accounts on Instagram targeted me and were like harassing me and like saying I was dating him. It was, at the time, it was, you know, quite terrifying, but I just realized that it's probably like some 10-year-old who is probably sad or bored. So I thought it was funny at the end of it.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, no offense to Finn Wolfhard, but like, who's like drooling over that
I know.
guy, other than like 10-year-olds? I mean, come on.
Exactly.
Isn't he? How old is he?
He's like 17, so that's.
Yeah.
I don't know why
That's a little weird if you're an adult and maybe stay away.
That's why I wanted people to stop, because I was like, he's a minor. I'm 20. I'm 20. Like, this is weird. Please stop.
Yeah, that's weird. That would be a crime.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it depends on the state, but it'd be weird.
It'd be
weird. It's weird nonetheless.
Yeah, it would be weird.
Is there still gossip about you and Finn, or has it died down a little bit?
I gained a lot of followers from that, and I do, like, people do like DM me and stuff still, which is weird. I don't know what they want from me. I'm not gonna give them anything. Like, they can like my pictures, but that's it. But other than that, it's kind of better. Hopefully this doesn't happen again, because he's underage and that's just creepy. Yeah. And that was like an invasion of my privacy. But other than that, like, it just makes for a funny story. Cause
that is a funny story. Like, you could tell your kids that someday.
It's like the first internet scandal I've been involved in. Like, I'm not surprised if I'm involved in another one.
Yeah. Oh boy. Well, I hope you don't have to go through another internet scandal. And if you do, hopefully it's not with a minor. Yeah. Well, Thank you so much, Val, for sharing your story. Stick around because next we will talk with our panel. So stay tuned. Joining us tonight to talk all things trending, we have Ani Stein and Tai Sanders. How is everyone? Wait a minute. Why aren't you guys in costume? It's the Halloween episode. I told everybody. I thought you got the memo.
You stole my costume idea.
All right. Well, I feel stupid. Not again. All right. This happened with the interview. It's okay. Anyway, where was I? Wow. Oh yeah, panel topics. So for our first panel topic tonight, we're actually going to talk about this freaking A-list casting of the new Don't Look Up film. Have you guys heard about this? Heard about this casting list? Holy shit!
Right? It's insane.
I feel like, what's the budget for this film? Because I feel like at least half of it went to getting the stars. We got Leonardo DiCaprio, Timothy Chalamet, I don't know if I said that right. Jennifer Lawrence, Cate Blanchett, Jonah Hill, Meryl Streep, Matthew Perry, Ariana Grande, and Kid Cudi, and a bunch of other people. Holy crap! That right there, that's a lot of stars. I think my eyes are gonna go blind from all the starlight. Yeah. Well, how do you guys feel about this? Is this gonna be like? Do you think this is gonna be good? Apparently, this is like a remake, and I've never seen the original, so.
Yeah,
I'd hope it'd be.
Oops, sorry.
It's
You
fine.
go for it. Go
Am
for
I
it.
going? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, it's kind of interesting. They brought kind of like newer actors and then mixing up like with Timothy Chalamet and then with Leonardo DiCaprio. So it's going to be like an interesting mix of actors.
Yeah, definitely. I completely agree. And then to bring in some famous musicians also, that'll be a really interesting aspect with all of these A-list actors. So looking forward to seeing how it's going to be.
Yeah, I didn't know Kid Cudi was an actor. I don't know if he's been in anything else or if this is his first role. But if it is his first role, I mean, this is one hell of a movie to be starting in. What?
There's a fire going on at my door.
Oh my God! All right, well, you gotta leave.
All right, bye.
Wow. Okay.
We just had one here in Lavelle, so
Jesus. Wow.
I don't know. Maybe you guys are going to get it too.
Well, I hope not. We're an academic building, so I hope we're not going to get one. That would really suck. We've never had that on the show. We've never had that happen on the show before. That is crazy. Wow. Okay. The only thing.
Maybe Kid Cudi's first role, but this was the first time that a fire drill happened on an MCTV show.
Yes, that is a first. We've never had that. That's definitely staying in the episode. That's crazy. But yeah, as I was saying, if it is his first, this is one hell of a movie to be starting with, with all this star power. And then the other thing I was gonna say is Ariana Grande is in this movie. I have not seen her act since. I think that show, Scream Queens, was she in that show? I have no idea.
Maybe. That sounds right.
Yeah,
I think the
but
last time I saw her was on SNL.
Really? Okay. Yeah, the last time I actually saw her act, like actually watched her on TV was when her Nickelodeon days, when she was on Victorious.
Classic, yeah.
Which is of course where she got her start. But I guess it'll be nice to see her in something this big. I don't know how good her acting chops are anymore, but who knows? Maybe she'll also make a song for the movie too. She does that a lot with movies. Yeah.
Bring a little Cat Valentine. That was her character, right? Yeah. Look, we'll roll with it.
Oh, Cat Valentine. Yes,
yeah.
That was her. Also, the other thing I wanted to mention was the director and writer, Adam McKay. Let's see what else did he do? That sounds very familiar. Yeah. Oh, he did. He's known for Ant-Man, The Big Short, Vice. The Other Guys. Oh my God, I love The Other Guys. All right, this movie's gonna be great. This is gonna be great. If he was involved with The Other Guys, then I know this is gonna be a great movie. All right, well, that pretty much just wraps up for our first panel topic. Hopefully, Tai comes back soon. I don't know if we're gonna be seeing her again. But next up, we have our crib segment. This week, Madeline Lay will give us a tour of her dorm in the haunted Sheahan Hall. Ooh, let's take a look.
Hi, this is what a Sheahan dorm looks like. Pretty nice. God, how much am I gonna have to edit out of this? Because I'm gonna have to give this to them. They're gonna be like, this motherfucker, a 30-minute long video. In this dorm, we have 2 beds, 2 luxury beds. We have a luxury floor, luxury windows and walls. And pretty much everything in here has been, in some way, refined by greater taste. This is my crib for now. This is freshman housing. And so I have a roommate. Hi. It's really cool here. We like it. Sheahan, it's pretty quiet, but the rooms are really big. We get huge windows to put skeletons in. Because we're freshmen, we don't have a lot of things to decorate with. Well, like Cascade has a lot of things to decorate with because she's like, I don't know, she has all these blankets. I don't know what they are. I literally just have like a corkboard. Lame corkboard, useless corkboard. You probably don't need a corkboard. I don't think anybody needs a corkboard anymore.
Not with how we're all digital.
Yeah, corkboards are defunct. Get rid of yours. Some of the perks of this lavish location include being on the edge of campus, being cut off from most activities. And where we're staying, it's pretty notorious for having a ghost named Shelly. So that's really nice. It's the Halloween season as well, so there's like this rumor, or I don't know, this story going around that Shelly gets more active around Halloween. And I don't know if it's insensitive, it's just kind of silly. I don't know.
Well, I don't understand why you're calling it silly. You're gonna like call her onto our room. Like, you know she's real.
I don't.
My experience is with her.
Okay, so this is the thing. Cascade and I disagree on this. Cascade thinks Shelly is real and claims to have had experiences with her.
Yes, because she came and like bothered me at like 3 or 4 in the morning, like in the bathroom multiple times.
No?
Yes.
At 3 or 4 in the morning?
Yes.
Okay, are you sure you're not just, freaking out?
I
Seeing
swear.
things? You're a little
No,
sleepy?
I was not
You're a little
seeing
sleepy?
You should tell them the stories underneath our beds. We have a lot.
So, this is what it looks like under my bed, which you can't see. Hold on. So, what the was that? Cascade, look over there. Cascade, I'm scared. I don't want to look over there. Dude, stop it. Cascade. It's just a cup. Cascade. You're really scaring me. Cascade. What the f? Cascade. Stop. Cascade. Cascade. Shelly?
And we're back. But Tai is not. She is still gone. The fire drill is still happening, so we'll see if she comes back during the panel. But we got to move along. So our next panel topic is an interesting one. We're going to talk about movies that were supposed to be released in theaters, but that are now coming on streaming services. This is an interesting little thing that's happening with COVID going around and movie theaters still being closed, or if they are open, you know, they can't have that many people in the theater. Movie studios are turning to streaming services to release their movies. And I know we kind of talked about streaming services the last 2 episodes, but this is actually a little bit different. This is stuff that was like, it was supposed to come out in theaters, but now they're being put on all these other platforms. So the 2 that I can think of are Coming to America sequel with Eddie Murphy. That's going to be on Amazon. There's 3. The Borat movie, the Borat sequel. I think that was probably supposed to come out in theaters, but it is also now, it has been sold to Amazon, and that's coming out on Prime. And then the movie Soul, the Pixar movie Soul, that actually looked pretty good. Disney has decided that they're actually just going to release that on Disney Plus on Christmas. So what do you think about all this, Ani? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Do you think it's a good idea?
I mean, the college student in me is saying that I don't really want to pay $30 to stream a movie that I'm already paying for the streaming service.
Yeah.
But I guess that's their way of making up for the fact that people can't go to the theaters and purchase tickets. So it makes up for it. And you can, I guess, not with COVID, but you can have like your roommates over and watch the movie together, which could like add up to the price of a movie ticket for purchasing it. So, I mean, yeah,
I just
kind
want
of
to
indifferent.
clarify. So the movies the ones that I mentioned, the ones that are coming out on Amazon Prime, that's going to be no additional charge. So if you are already a Prime member, then you can watch those movies for free. Soul for Disney Plus, I don't think they've said whether or not that's going to have their like premium access thing where they did for Mulan. They haven't mentioned anything. Like I know in the trailer, it said coming on Disney Plus December 25th. I don't know if we're gonna have to pay extra money for that. I know they received criticism, so maybe they learned from their mistakes. I think it's a no-brainer. We would all love it if they didn't, if they just put it on there for free.
Right.
But I don't know. It's Disney, you know. They could get away with stuff like that. And I feel like Soul. I think a lot more people were interested in watching Soul than they were for the Mulan remake. So for the people that, you know, bought Mulan, there's going to be even more people that are probably going to pay the money to watch Soul. The way I see it, I actually prefer this to happen than for movies to be delayed so that they could come out in theaters. Now, there are certain films out there that I was like, okay, you know what, I do want to watch that in a theater. So like Tenet, that was one that like, okay, I kind of have to see, I have to see that in like a theater, and preferably like an IMAX theater. But for like Soul, for example, I can see that on like Disney Plus. Wonder Woman is one of those. I'm like, I don't know, I could watch that in a theater or online. The reason why I think it's a good idea is because the movies that are being delayed are causing other films that were supposed to come out like next year to also be delayed even further. So, like for example, the new Dune movie with Timothée Chalamet, who we just talked about before, that actually got moved to the Batman's release date of like October 2021, and then that pushed Batman all the way back into 2022, and that was, I do not like that. So, yeah, that was awful. So I wished that they would just release Dune. I know Dune's like a big movie. That's like kind of something that you have to see in theaters, but there's other examples like these Marvel movies. Like they've just pushed every Marvel movie back. And I'm like, you could release Black Widow on Disney Plus. Like I wouldn't care. But anyway, that's all the time we have to talk about this panel topic. We got to move on. So yeah. Now let's join Maggie for this week's MCTV Game Show Spectacular.
Hi, I'm Maggie Roach, and I'm your host for MCTV's Game Show Spectacular. Today, it's a week from Halloween, so I thought I'd get into the spirit early and dress up. I'm Hot Audrey Hepburn, which means I'm just dressed up as Audrey Hepburn. So today, I'm going to be teaching you how to play classy cornhole, because I'm a classy lady, and sometimes cornhole just isn't good enough for me. So today, I'm going to teach you the rules and etiquette to playing a fancier game of cornhole. Let's go.
To play fancy cornhole, you must have the boards separate from each other, but not too separate, because exercise is for the lower class. Bags must be blue and red, because those are the only classy colors. You must have an exotic pet. I prefer a lion, but you must compliment him often. You look so pretty. It matches your eyes. You look stunning. Buddy, you should be a model. Buddy, don't take it off. To play, you must stand up straight and only speak in French. When you play, you must get a mug if you miss the shot and throw with your pinky out, like a lady. Of course, you must allow for some moments of drama.
Did you drop it to me?
To make fancy cornhole fancier, you could have your exotic pet assist you, which doesn't always go well, because exotic pets don't listen to owners.
Drop it? Venus, did you drop it?
It can take some time.
Come here, let me take your knee.
And some stress.
Oh no. To finish fancy cornhole, you simply say, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. Because the game is kind of boring and there's way too many rules, which is what makes it fancy. You should only play it once a year, and you should tell everyone you know that you played it. That's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.
And we're back. All right, so, and Tai is also back. Yeah, she just came back from that fire drill that just came out of nowhere. So we missed you in the last panel topic, but at least you got back in time for the third one.
Oh, sweet.
So for this panel topic, keeping in line with the spooky season and the Halloween themed episode, we're actually going to talk about horror stuff that's coming out. Horror movies, horror TV shows, horror games, horror books, anything you know horror related that's coming out soon. I know a bunch, but does someone else want to start?
So this week on HBO Max, any Roald Dahl fans out there, they have The Witches being released with Anne Hathaway and Octavia Spencer and Stanley Tucci. So it should be interesting. That book terrified me as a kid, but I really want to see what they're going to do with this film. So spooky.
Well, if you said it's spooky, then I got to check it out. What about you, Tai?
This might be like basic, but I'm kind of excited for The Quiet Place, like second part movie, part 2, second movie.
Yeah, we were talking about that before.
Yeah, like I just want to know like what's gonna happen because John Krasinski's character died, and I'm like, oh, how is he gonna do with that?
Yeah. Well, now he doesn't have to worry about acting anymore. He could just like focus on directing this. Well, he actually, I mean, I'm talking about it as if he hasn't done it already. He has. It's been finished. They're just waiting to release it. He was able to focus on directing for this second film. Yeah, so I really liked the first Quiet Place, but I didn't think it was like scary at all. It was, people called it a horror movie, and people were saying like I know like the ads are saying like, oh, it's the scariest movie of the decade. I'm like, it really wasn't scary. I would say it's more of a thriller, but I could see how you would label it a horror movie. But it was definitely good, and I'm super excited for the sequel. And Cillian Murphy is in the sequel, and I'm interested to see what his character does. For me, I was just looking before we did this topic. There's so many like films that I forgot about. You mentioned Quiet Place. There's also Spiral, that like movie that takes place in the Saw franchise. I don't know if that's a reboot or anything, or if it's just like a continuation. But it has like Chris Rock in it, and I think Samuel Jackson's in that movie too. I mean, it sounds like it sounds like it would be a comedy movie, but it's actually supposed to be a horror. So I'm interested to see what Chris Rock and Sam Jackson would do in a horror movie. There's also the Marvel movie Morbius, and not MCU Marvel. This is like Sony Marvel. I don't know if that was like supposed to be a horror movie, but it's about a guy who turns into like a vampire. So it probably would have horror elements. That is supposed to, this website says March 19th, 2021. So we got a little bit of ways to go for that. I know that, I believe that one of the Halloween sequels, so remember when they like brought back the movie Halloween with Jamie Lee Curtis? That was like 2 years ago. They were supposed to come out with a sequel this year, I believe. And then another sequel like a year later, because they filmed them like back to back. So they were gonna release one this year and then one in 2021. But they kind of delayed them a whole year due to COVID. So we're gonna get Halloween Kills in 2021, and then whatever the other one is called in 2022. I kind of liked the one that they just did back in like 2018. But I thought it was gonna be like the end of the Halloween saga, but it seems like they're really milking that franchise for at least 2 more movies. I really just wanted them to end it with that movie. I don't know how many movies Jamie Lee Curtis has in her to do these 2 horror movies. Like, she's just really old now. She's not that old, she looks good for her age, but I'm just saying, like, it starts to get unbelievable at a certain point. But yeah, I don't know. Hopefully they could wrap it up nicely. Speaking of wrapping things up, I have to wrap up this panel topic, or this panel discussion right now.
Nice transition.
Thank you. Thanks a bunch, Ani and Tai, for hopping on the panel this week. Now stick around for MCTV's bi-weekly update with Abby and Val.
Welcome back to the bi-weekly updates where we talk about the most important news. Once again, I'm Val Cervello.
And I'm Abby Forrester.
Originally due to take place in April of this year, the Billboard Music Awards took place on October 15th, which was broadcasted live on NBC from the Dolby Theater in Los Angeles. Some of the night's winners included Billie Eilish, Post Malone, and the one and only Harry Styles. Unfortunately, because of travel restrictions due to COVID, Harry wasn't able to attend the show and receive his Chart Achievement Award. TikToker Addison Rae presented his award but forgot to open the envelope before announcing his win. Honestly though, who wouldn't be nervous enough to forget to open the envelope when all you can think about is Harry Styles? I don't think I would be able to even form a sentence, but so kudos to Addison for being able to say a whole speech before announcing Harry's win. Anyways, all I know is that if I had known that dancing in front of my phone for views on TikTok was gonna get me to shout out Harry Styles on live TV, I would have been waving my arms around and shaking my ass in front of my phone a long time ago. Life is unfair.
On an unrelated note, Donald Trump had a town hall last week. I did not watch this town hall because it would have been a complete waste of my time, and here's why. FactCheck.org released a 10-page article of every incorrect thing Trump said during his remarks. These people needed to write more than 4,000 words to correct Trump's misinformation. Then I only have one question. After all the fact checks, how much of his speech was truthful, and should any president be allowed to spread this much wrong information to innocent people?
In other news, in several counties in California, including Los Angeles County, Fresno County, and Orange County, there have been gray metal containers disguised as ballot drop boxes. They've been placed at various locations such as gun shops, shooting ranges, churches, and Republican Party offices. California Secretary of State Alex Padilla said that his office, in conjunction with the State Justice Department, issued a cease and desist order to California GOP to remove the illegal ballot drop boxes. Padilla said that they sent a notice to the Republican parties in the 3 counties in question and gave them until Thursday to comply with the order to remove all drop boxes. He said that operating unofficial ballot drop boxes, especially those represented as official drop boxes, is not just misleading to voters, it's a violation of state law. Investigation on how many boxes appeared over the weekend and how many voters used them are still going on. It's crazy how people keep enforcing everyone to vote and then do this. Please make sure where you drop off your ballot is safe and legit.
In TV news, there has been a large controversy over the new show Emily in Paris. Many are arguing that its depiction of Paris is stereotypical and trivializing to the French culture. But French polls say that Parisians feel the city is well represented. It made top 3 for best representations of Paris. This makes sense because most viewers seem to be upset not by the depiction of Paris, but by the main character, Emily. She interacts with French culture weirdly, instead of trying to acclimate to Paris and educate herself on the French culture. She stumbles through the show unapologetically, criticizing Paris and its people, while treating the city like her own personal amusement park. Unfortunately, her garish clothing choices and continued lack of cultural sensitivity just fulfill the stereotype that Americans are rude, blissfully ignorant, and insensitive to other cultures.
Well, that's it for our bi-weekly updates. Thanks for watching. For more news, catch us in 2 weeks for more important news. Once again, I'm Val Cervello.
And I'm Abby Forrester.
We'll see you next time, and don't forget to vote.
And now, we have a very special musical performance. Abby Forrester is going to play a song for us on the guitar. Take it away, Abby.
Thank you.
Well, that's all the time we have for this spooky night. I want to thank our panelists, Ani and Tai, for joining us on the panel, and Val for coming on the show for an interview and sharing some sweet hot tea, and Abby for a fantastic musical performance. You can see our show on our YouTube page, MCTV HD, and don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. But we don't really use that much, so that's okay. From Studio A, I'm Tyler McGuigan, and have a happy Halloween, everybody.